Ultimate abilities in Marvel Rivals are absolute game changers that can decide which team wins and which team loses. There are ultimates that can provide a ton of healing and sustain for your team to keep them alive for ages and ages. There are ultimates that dish out plenty of crowd control to keep the enemy team immobilized so your team can go to work. And there are ultimates that are so powerful that they can wipe out the enemy team all on their own. So for this video, we are going to count down the 10 most broken ultimates in Marvel Rivals. When you hear these sounds, you should absolutely cower in fear and find the nearest, deepest, darkest hole that you can hide in. Otherwise, chances are you're probably cooked in the next 3 seconds. Starting off at number 10.
Pure chaos!
Yep, that's right, it's none other than the Scarlet Witch herself. Outside of her ult, Scarlet Witch really isn't that scary. She doesn't do crazy amounts of damage. Yes, she has a few escapes, but that's pretty much it. But oh boy, as soon as you hear that pure chaos, well, it's time to run. You could be in the middle of a really heated, intense team fight, but all of a sudden you notice that the enemy Scarlet Witch is missing, you hear the voice line, and then boom, you're dead. The reason I didn't put her higher up on this list is because she's actually pretty easy to counter. If you're playing in any decent rank with actual functioning teammates, well, she's actually pretty easy to take down before her ultimate goes off. Even if you verse a good Scarlet Witch player who knows how to hide and time her ultimate, you probably have someone else on the team that can actually negate or protect the team from the ability. Next up at number 9.
Your powers are mine!
Loki's ultimate is one of the most versatile abilities in the game because it allows him to copy any ultimate, whether it's a teammate or enemies, and use it as his own. I guess technically you could consider it the most powerful ultimate in the game because you can copy any other ultimate there is, but that's also subject to what characters are in the game for you to copy from, whether you actually know how to use those characters' ultimates, and also it does take quite long to charge, so you have to be quite selective on who you use it on. But nonetheless, it's still scary because if there are a lot of strong ultimates in your game, well, that's a buffet for Loki, and be prepared to face them twice. Moving on to number 8.
气贯长虹!
This character is probably one of the most annoying to deal with, especially in quick play. When he's up in your face with his parry and all those punches, well, I don't know, there's not really much you can do except take it, I guess. It's like, damn, if you're gonna take me out like that, at least take me to dinner first. When I hear his ultimate, I'm either running for cover or running to my teammates and using them as a meat shield. Moving on to number 7, it's
The moon haunts you!
I was debating whether or not to include this ultimate on this list because if you're playing any sort of movement-based character or have any sort of invulnerability, then it's really not that scary. But it's absolutely devastating and can do so much AoE damage if enemies are bunched up together, or if you combine it with other abilities such as Groot's ultimate. Moon Knight himself is already a very strong duelist and his ultimate is just the icing on top. Next, at number 6.
Judge, jury, executioner!
Oh my god, you guys have no idea how many times I heard that voice line, went to hide behind some wall or something, only to die because it turns out that the cover that I thought I was safe behind gets mowed down in 0.01 seconds by a barrage of infinite bullets. Don't even think about peeking because you'll get shredded quicker than you think. At number 5.
By the eye of Agamotto!
Doctor Strange is hands down one of the best tanks at the moment because of both his defensive and offensive capabilities. His ultimate makes him even more busted because not only is it an AoE hard CC, it also does damage and can be combined with his dark magic to basically guarantee a team wipe. Not to mention he can float and hide in the most unsuspecting places, or combine his ultimate with his portal to hit you with the eye of what the fuck no! Moving on to number 4.
Armed and dangerous! Again! Again! Again!
Yep, I think I've heard the word again enough times that I want it removed from the English language. Where do I start with Bucky's ult? What I think makes this ultimate so terrifying is the fact that you know there's a chance that you can beat him, but it's not likely, and if you die to him, then he gets his ultimate again and he's probably going to punish the next person the same way that he did to you. I think I'd rather have my team wiped instantly than hear Bucky yell again over and over on repeat. Moving on to number 3. Now, I'm a Psylocke player myself, but I have to admit that her ultimate is terrifying. If she chooses to solo ult you with it, well, good luck, because you're probably not going to survive. Oh, and also, yes, it can attack people in the air, so have fun with that. Next, at number 2.
Hell unleashed!
I'm pretty sure we all know by now, unless you live under a rock, that Hela is the strongest duelist in Marvel Rivals. And I ain't even talking about her ultimate just yet. Her primary fire is a hit scan that can 2-tap any squishy from a distance. She has a great escape tool, and she can also stun anybody that gets too close. Oh, and that's not even the worst part. When she yells Hell Unleashed, she flies high into the sky, gets vision of the whole area, and can pretty much burst down any squishy that gives her line of sight. You can try to deplete her health bar when she's in this form, but guess what? She is tanky AF, and even if you do take her out of her ultimate, she gets another chance to to fight again. The only reliable counter to her ultimate at the moment is Doctor Strange flying up and blocking her attacks, but good luck finding someone that actually wants to play tank and can do that for you. Alright, before we reveal who's taking out the top spot on this list, I want to give a special mention to Luna Snow. Now, Luna's ultimate isn't scary per se, but it's definitely one of the most frustrating things to play against in Marvel Rivals. Imagine you're putting in blood, sweat, and tears and you've almost won that team fight, but then you hear this.
I am ready to put on a show!
And then all of a sudden, everyone is full HP again. And they're probably going to be unkillable for the next 12 seconds. Yep, definitely not busted at all. Anyway, let's talk about who has the scariest ultimate in all of Marvel Rivals. You probably guessed it already. Yes, it's Jeff, the chew you up and spit you out shark. You know, when I was playing the beta and they first announced Jeff, I thought it was the most adorable thing in the world, but now I just want to turn him into sushi. In-game, of course. You can do nothing but watch helplessly as he makes his way to the edge and throws you to your eventual demise. That's it for my list of top 10 scariest ultimates in Marvel Rivals. Let me know what you guys think in the comments and whether there are any ultimates that I didn't include that you think should be there. As always, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.